Welcome guys, I'm LightBytes, and yeah, we're finally returning to SC2VN, the esports visual novel. In the last episode, it's been like a couple of weeks now, I think we did some practice against Jet, and now we're versing Bolt, the KPGA pro player. Just scratching my neck. Alright. If the idea behind practicing against a good player is to improve, I should probably play standard. Oh yeah, I did choose standard, didn't I? Oh no. Still, the temptation to all-in is always there. How sick would it be to grab a quick win on a KPGA player? Oh, okay. I believe the correct one is standard, player standard game. It's probably best that I follow Jet's advice up for a standard macro management game. This guy's build permitting. I take my natural expansion and begin teching up. The match progresses quietly with only a few brief skirmishes with his stalkers and my marines. My scans show that he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. One of us has to make a move sooner or later. Like I said at the beginning of this Let's Play, I do play a bit of StarCraft. I tried playing Protoss, not too long ago, but man, is it confusing going from Terran to Protoss. Fuck. Terran is I'm main Terran on StarCraft 2, but yeah, just going from Terran to Protoss is so, difficult in my opinion. It's just, completely different, in a sense. But I played Protoss just for you must construct additional pylons line. I start constructing my start point and researching my bio upgrades. I'm surprised to find that they finished without any pressure coming from the Protoss army. This could be a good time to go for some drop play and try to snipe some of his critical tech buildings. If I were to play an aggressive drop style, I need to be confident in my control and in the fact that I can outplay him. On the other hand, this game has been exceptionally quiet. If I could get up another expansion, I have a serious economic advantage going into the late game. Risk an early third base or get aggressive with drop ships. Fuck. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye. No. Oh man. That's a really good question. Fuck. Well, if we risk an early third base, he could strike us while we're building that up. That's no good. But we could get aggressive, and that could get us. See, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. I think we're going quite well right now, so we should try and get a bit aggressive. So let's do that. Dropship play is definitely characteristic of a top Terran player. If I win, this is a good indication that I can stand toe-to-toe with the best players in Korea. It's time to put my practice to work. I get enough units for an attack at my start point as the first dropship finishes. It's imperative he doesn't see me move out, so make sure that watchtowers are clear and avoid places where Protoss players commonly leave their observers. When my dropships are clear, I fly straight into his base. He's unprepared for the attack, and I unload all my units to rush snipe some important tech buildings. With damage to construction done, my units retreat for the safety of my dropship. That set him back a ton. Good idea, me. See, I'm a pro StarCraft player. The game is going incredibly well, so I decided to pull back on my aggression and build up an army for a final push. He's been too busy defending to get a decent standing army, and when I roll in with my massed units, he kites back, bobbing and weaving away from my forces while delivering pot shots. I give chase, the taste of victory tantalizingly close. I manage to corner his army, leaving him with nowhere to run. But just as I move in to deliver the final blow, BAM! Lightning! He flanks me with half a dozen Templar, showering my army in high damage storms. I pull back frantically, but my army is left in tatters. I try my hardest to gather enough units to mount a second offensive, but he continues to crush my attacks with only a handful of well upgraded and well microed zealots, stalkers, and archons. How the hell did this happen? My leader's gone! Frustrated, I box all of my workers and charge towards his base, for final attack. With my SCVs on the front lines, I should have enough power to take a direct engagement. I roll through his fourth base uncontested. Yes, he's giving up ground because he knows he can't face me. Emboldened, I drive up the ramp leading to his natural to end the game. Lightning strike again. I find myself face to face with an ambush. My front line evaporates before I can issue the command to retreat, and he crushes what remains of my army a few moments later. Can't believe it, I lost. Stare blankly at the screen for almost 10 seconds, before I finally type GG and quit out of the match. I don't have long to sulk in defeat before the KPG player makes his way over to me with a smoke. As promised, Jed is nowhere to be seen. Hey, you actually know how did I? I always gave him a shadow voice. Hey, you actually know how to play. Wasn't expecting that I'd have to try. It's a compliment, regardless of how he said it, though it's difficult to be graceful in defeat. I tried my best anyway. I played the game the best I could. Kept vision on you, dropped when I could. But it wasn't enough. Sucks. It's one thing to lose carelessly, but it's another when everything goes as planned and you fail anyway. His grin, he looks so edgy. His grin darkens to one without humor. Is this guy serious? What the hell is your problem? You demand a game and whine when you get a little pushback. Look who's talking. Everyone knows your type. The foreigner out to make a name for himself. You fly out here on a whim and waste 6 weeks training. You're not the first here. You're not the first and unfortunately won't be the last. Your plane ticket doesn't buy you the right to call yourself a pro gamer. Save your money at your time and go back home. I feel the heat rise in my face. Half in anger, half in embarrassment. I've never dealt well with confrontation. But before I can say anything else, Jet steps out from around the corner and cuts between the two of us. Still making great friends, huh, Bolt? He glances between the two of us, surprised. After a moment's pause, the so-called Bolt seizes back his smoke and meets Jet with a step forward. Been a while, hasn't it? What's a supposed Star League champion doing with trash like this? Bolt looks past her and tilts his head towards me. I take a step towards him, but an open palm from Jet stops me from going any further. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Jumping ship to a scene bloated with foreign money has its upsides, but it won't be long before you forget the dignity of a pro gamer. The dignity of a pro gamer, huh? Make it sound so distinguished. You've changed for the worse and you didn't even realize it. How sad. Shouldn't be too much longer until the KPGA finally accepts that there's no future Brood War. You're smart enough to know what happens then. But hey, the scene could always use more casters. Whatever you say. For the record, what excuse did you give your coach for another day off? VIP is a little more lax than Shock T1. That's parody of SKT T1. But I might want to borrow it someday. At that, Bolt scowls. Jet doesn't waste the opening and strikes again. Don't worry, Dong Sang. Your secret's safe with me. Run along now. I'm sure you've got coins to flip or something. Standoff lasts a moment longer before Bolt lets out a lazy shrug, instantly killing off the intensity with his expression. I've got better things to do than offer to advise the mouthy Chobo. Do what you want. He thumbs his nose at me and returns to his station without another word. As soon as Bolt's out of the way, Jet takes my advice and effectively drags me away. You had the game won. What the hell was that? An SCV pool at 15 minutes? Is that what they teach you on the NA service? Yes. Even after a heated confrontation, I always switch to an American accent there. My concern is with the match before anything else. I almost laughed. My drops crippled him. I thought it would be enough to end the game. So build units for 2 minutes, then go roll him. Don't be so damn impatient. The upgrades were late too. My pointed critique diffuses the tension from moments prior, even if it doesn't exactly make me feel any better. When she's done going through my long list of mistakes, Jet flicks her hand up backwards toward the PCs. Come on, cue a game against me. told Jet that I wasn't feeling up to practice after we played a few more one-sided games. She seemed annoyed but agreed with my suggestion to take a short break. Back in high school, I used to spend most of my time at the library when class was over. To be honest, this is probably most time I've willingly spent outside of my room since then. I'm not the type to read or fun or study diligently, but it was nice to have a place to go and be on my own. I missed those afternoons since I graduated. But Golden Sofa is as good as a replacement hangout as I could hope for. It's clean and comfortable and has pretty much everything that I need to stay 24/7. That isn't an exaggeration. Some of the patrons here look practically glued to their chairs. With a milk tea from one of the vending machines in hand, I returned to my seat across from Jet. She isn't wearing the same scarf from earlier, but I could tell she'd rather be practicing. What are you drinking? She snatches up the candle from across her and takes a long sip. Coffee. What kind of coffee? Coffee is coffee. I don't drink sugary junk. For the record, it's obnoxious to challenge someone that you don't know to a match. Is it really such a big deal? All I wanted was a practice game. Do you know those types that stream, snipe, and start shit on the message board so people pay attention to them? All too well, unfortunately. That's you, except you did it in real life. Walt's a real tool, though, isn't he? What a kind of prick. Jet cuts herself off with the hiss and grits her teeth. How do you know him? His name is Bolt? Yes, he plays for Shock T1. Shocker. Bolt must be a new recruit. I haven't paid much attention to them or any other Brood War teams since SC2 came out, but he definitely wasn't on their roster a year ago. Right, but how do you know him? Jet clicks her tongue and breaks her gaze away from me. I suddenly appreciate the reprieve from her death glare. If you must know, he and I went to the same middle school. I was in the class above him. Oh, okay, I think it might have knocked you out of a tournament or something. No, I've never played him in a Star League. You don't need to analyze everything. Silence falls between us while Jet nurses what remains of her drink. I can't tell if she's really into the coffee or if she's just trying to find something to occupy her lips other than our conversation. I doubt Jet spends too much time at a PC Banks, even that she's got a team house to practice from. I should consider myself lucky that she'd make time to come out here at all. You know that makes zero sense for you to be focused on qualifying for the VSL, right? I've linked myself from thoughts to meet Jet's intense stare. What do you mean? What's the point of us meeting up to practice then? No, I'm not saying listen. I want to round up some players. For what? For VSTL. Team League? But you're already on the team. Yeah. She wavers, considering whether or not to tell me what I've already figured out. You're leaving VIP? Whoa, jeez. Jet's eyes jumped to mine. Brows raised in surprise and then furrowed in annoyance. She's been on VIP for almost a year, and is by far the team's best player. Management barely pays us and nobody is motivated. They're worse than bad. They're complacent. I want a fresh start. I'm not guilting you. Just isn't something that I expected here. Do you have a team house picked up? Oh, no, not yet. What about a coach? No. Well, do you have players in mind? Look, it's a work in progress, I'll take, okay? Oh, calm down, Chad. I edge away from her glare and raise my hands defensively. Alright, sorry, it's not my business. For a while, silence. Jet does her best to avoid eye contact, but I can tell she's thinking hard about something. Just about to replace my milk tea with another, she speaks. You know about all those new foreign teams popping up recently, right? Yeah, what about them? Isn't it strange? They're worse than almost every Korean squad, yet most of them have sponsors. Well, there are a lot of esports fans outside Korea these days. People want to support their hometown heroes. I don't think it's that simple. Where would the money come from if not the fans? Idiots. Baka. Oh wait, this is Korean. What? Idiots. Idiots call themselves investors. Idiots that throw away money keeping mediocre players afloat because it makes them feel good inside for whatever reason. Well, she and Bold agree on one thing at least. Okay, you're gonna find some idiots to sponsor you? No. Well, she takes a long moment to reconsider her answer. No, it wouldn't work out in the end. What I'm getting is that too much of our scene ignores the foreign fan base. It's a huge mistake. Well, there's the time zone differences and the language barrier. Also, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of foreign fans don't find Korean players entertaining. What? How dare you? That's ridiculous. I'm just relaying common knowledge. Don't hold me accountable for the opinions of Silver Leaguers. Most Western fan support goes for the people who entertain. Well, streamers, casters. Those kinds of people. The most famous playing in your scene aren't the best? That's appalling. Hey, Brood War got popular on the backs of boys that looked good on camera. That's practically the same thing. If the PC bang was the ship, then the fangirls pulled out the oars. I think that'll actually do for that episode. I'm trying to keep the episodes slightly shorter. Just so I can get a good flow going and not like random long episodes and shit like that. So we'll end it now, and I'll see you guys next weekend for the next episode. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, bye bye.